Hello and welcome everybody to another Aetherdrift draft. Wow, I said it right for one of my last videos. I'm paulcheon, and today we are sitting at rank number 74. In the last draft video, we salvaged what was a really rough start with some really great rares, but we did have a pretty disappointing finish. So I'm hoping to turn things around in this draft. But I will say, I just wanted to give all of you an update. Maybe some of you don't care, but I feel like a lot of you at this point, you're coming back, you're watching these videos on a daily basis. I just wanted to give you an update. Well, my deck has been submitted for Arena Championship 8, and I am really excited. Big shout out to my teammates, by the way. Seth Manfield, one of the best ever. Adam Adelson and Liam Kane, both kind of more up-and-coming, really hungry players, but both just excellent players in their own right. Their input really helped out a ton in allowing me to kind of come up with my deck choice and also finalizing the last few slots. I just forgot what it was like to test for a big event. I haven't done so in like 8 years. And it was really fun because it reminded me of the good old times where I was in the trenches and battling and 14-hour testing sessions and all that good stuff. But at the same time, it's pretty grueling, and it's really not something for older people, let's just say. I looked at myself in the mirror this morning, and I was like, yep, I definitely look like a guy who's been putting in 14-hour days over the last 3 days, finalizing card choices and all that stuff. So, for the pros or aspiring pros who do this on a regular basis, going to all your regional championships and your pro tours, props to all of you, because if this was something that I did on a regular basis, I think it would just be too much, because it kind of puts my work-life family balance all out of whack when I'm just playing a ton of Magic. All right. That aside, really excited for the Arena Championship, which is going to be happening this weekend. And then, of course, I also got news that the Early Access event is going to be at some point next week. So that's going to be for Tarkir. So the plan is when the Early Access event comes out, I'm going to have a video lined up every single day until the release of Tarkir, which is on April 8th. So we don't have a ton of Aetherdrift draft videos left. And, going to have some fun. And then also probably during this weekend, I'll probably post some of the other choices that we had for the Arena Championship, because I'm going to have to record those videos, of course, ahead of time, because I'm going to be busy playing the event. All right, without further ado, let's hop into this draft. But before we hop into the draft, of course, we've got a couple of sponsors here. We have, of course, TCGplayer.com for all of your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, and more, heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Also, two of my teammates, I believe, or at least one of them, are on one of the Heavy Play teams. Heavy Play basically sponsors 3 pro teams, and I think they're on 2 of them, but there's so many teams at this point. Anyways, make sure you check them out. All right, let's draft. I opened a Sky Sovereign already, so I feel like I just can't complain about something like a bad open. But what do we have here? Pack 1, pick 1. We got a 5 uncommon pack. Gotta love these play boosters, which is why I just kind of hate Seal Deck in general, but it is what it is. Like, for example, I'm probably not playing the Win-A-Box events this weekend. Just Aetherdrift sealed, no thanks. Unless it's for the Arena Open. Anyways, I'm going to take Regal Imperiosaur. Hopefully I get Terrian, because it is a dinosaur, but 3 mana for a 5/4 beats down. It's a green card. All things are good in that direction. I have just not been having a ton of success trying to go into the artifact thing. I can see an argument being made for taking a first pick Scrounging Skyray if you just want to do something different and move into the cycling strategy, but I'm still in the market for trying to win games. So let's take the Imperiosaur here and then just try to read the signal afterwards. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 2. It's really between 2 uncommons. All the commons are kind of okay to filler level, but we're really looking at Carrion Cruiser versus the Rocketeer Boost Buggy. And I do think the Carrion Cruiser is a better card in general in a much better color combination. Whereas if I take the Boost Buggy, there's a pretty good chance this doesn't make my deck if red doesn't end up being my secondary color. But if I take something like the Carrion Cruiser, I can still end up in a deck that's not green and still end up with the Carrion Cruiser in my deck if I pivot to something else. So I think not only do I think it might be slightly better or it's close on power level, but it gives me a little more flexibility also in a better color combination here. So let's take the Carrion Cruiser. And I know at this point, a lot of you probably think that's obvious, but there's also people who are just still tuning in who have only done a handful of drafts. So I got to explain all of this, right? Okay, well, do I need to explain this one though? It's the best uncommon in the set. Third pick, which is absolutely ridiculous. This is a 5 uncommon pack. So clearly, this was a 2 rare 5 uncommon pack, because I can't imagine taking a common over Thundering Broodwagon. We are going to slam it. There's an Earth Rumbler, which also goes pretty well in Golgari, because you just have a lot of ways to fill up your graveyard with creatures. Flood the Engine is a good removal spell, but, I mean, we're taking the Broodwagon here. And this is a good start, folks. 2 uncommons and a rare in one of the best archetypes. And moving on, pack 1, pick 4. Okay. There is a Fang Druid Summoner, Maximum Overdrive, and Pothole Mole. And in Black-Green specifically, Pothole Mole I think is extremely important, but I also understand the value of Fang Druid Summoner. Getting this, and then just getting anything to fetch with it is also quite strong. You know, I like the mole. I actually really like the mole, but I'm going to take this. It's a reach creature. I did actually Dido a bunch of flyers, and I think it's still early enough where speculating on this gives me a little bit more upside. But I do... Oh, there you go. All right, well, we got the Tarian. Boom. What are these packs, by the way? This is pack 1, pick 5, and there's Hour of Victory, Tarian, Gastel, Thrillseeker, and Veteran Beast Rider. These are all really, really solid uncommons. I'm just shocked at seeing all of these cards. I don't know what commons people took, but we're going to take Tarian here. Definitely rewarded for taking the Fang Druid Summoner, because I do think this is an elite elite combination of cards to get to round out any green-based strategy here. If this was not in the pack, I guess I could consider like an Hour of Victory, although I don't really get to max speed that easily when I'm Golgari, so I'm pretty happy just taking Tarian here. And Broodheart Engine. Okay, look. Sometimes the draft just kind of comes together and you don't have to do anything. And 6-pick Broodheart Engine, putting us in prime position here. Now I would love, of course, to pick up some Pothole Moles, and specifically also some 2-drops would also be very much appreciated. Here we have the choice between Mutant Surveyor and Wild Roads. I have 2 vehicles. All right, you know, I don't really care if I don't end up with a Wild Roads. I'll just take Mutant Surveyor just in case we don't end up with enough playables. Like, there is a disaster scenario where that happens, and I don't want to be that person that doesn't have all those cards. Because look, the packs are kind of dying out at the end, so we'll just, you know, it's possible that we end up with the Mutant Surveyor. That being said, I don't like Streaking Oil Gorger in these type of decks. There's Silken Strength, but I already have 3 spells. I'll just take the Raceway. If my mana's good enough, I don't mind playing 1 copy of the Raceway, but it would require some number of Jungle Hollows for me to be able to play this, especially when I have... Actually, no, it's super unlikely. I should have taken Silken Strength. I already have Tarian, Broodwagon, Regal Imperiosaur. Like, my mana is just going to be kind of rough. So Beast Rider Vanguards, Venom Sac Lagak, Gibbering Omnivore. All of those would be pretty nice additions here. Walking Sarcophagus, I don't really... No, I'm not gonna stoop to that level here. So there are 6 cards I like here, but certainly the cards on the right are just filler level cards, and we're not tabling everything, but that makes sense just because gold, you know, these are obviously contested color combinations. So we're not getting anything here. Let's take the Jaguar. So I guess I'm reasonably happy that I took that Surveyor. But yeah, right now it's just like interaction, and cheap creatures is what I want. All right, well, you know what? I am very happy with Maximum Overdrive. I do think I like it better than Bestow Greatness, particularly in Golgari. And it's a card that I'm actually happy playing. All right, there's a starting column. I don't know if we try to go a little wild, we can play that, but still not super interested in that. Yeah, let's just cut the Bestow Greatness for now. And, well, you know, again, all these Surveyors are not really cards I'm super interested in playing, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers at times. Here, we're going to take the Grim Bauble. Need some interaction, need things to do cheap, so very happy about that. You know, obviously, I would love to pick up this Jungle Hollow. If this tables, there's a chance, right? There's Thunderhead Gunner, Broken Wings, Goblin, Guardian, Winter, Ridezen, Midnight Mangler. Yeah, there is a table. There is a chance that I table one of these 2 cards. But let's take the Grim Bauble here. Okay, what do we have? Pack 2, pick 2. We have a couple of options, and I don't think Grim Bauble is the choice here. I think it's between Pothole Mole and Wretched Doll. just I need some cheap creatures. Now, this is nice because it's a 2-drop, which I kind of lack. But Pothole Mole just works super well with this strategy in general. But I really need a 2-drop. And this still surveils. All right. Look, we're like into pack 2, and I don't have a 2-drop here. I'm going to take Wretched Doll here. I do think the Pothole Mole in general is better, but I think this card's also very solid, and it's a pick that I'm making for curve considerations. Here, there is Outpace Oblivion, which, is fine on the splash. There's Chitin Gravestalker and Wastewood Verge. Gravestalker is fine in these type of decks, but I think I'd rather just have a really good land. So I think I'm just going to take the Wastewood Verge. Especially when I have Regal Imperiosaur and Tarion in my deck, I think the value of these lands get even higher. Here, we have the choice between Defend the Rider and Veloheart Bike. I just like the bike in general. Even when I'm not splashing, I think it's pretty good. So I'll play it here. And it also gives us that added out of potentially splashing if we need. So we'll take that here. Now I'll take Run Over. Don't need the second bike. Deathless Pilot's fine. Broken Wings is fine, but Run Over is just actually like one of my first removal effects, so I'll take that. Pack 2, Pick 6. Wow, that's a late Thunderhead Gunner. There's a Night Market, but I will take Broodheart Engine. And certainly on the market for more creatures. Beast Rider Vanguard. There's more Thunderhead Gunners. Gunners for days, but I do really like Beast Rider Vanguard in this type of deck. Pack 2, Pick 8. Run Over. All right, our spell count is very, very nice. Very happy that I took Wretched Doll over the Plow Through. And we still only have 2-2-mana creatures in our deck, so... Oh, and this is the pack. It's got Broken Wings and Night Market. And I actually think that my spell count is quite high here. So I don't really think I'm going to need Broken Wings. I'd rather just shore up my mana and take the Night Market here. And just with Wastewood Verge plus Night Market, my mana is looking much better with cards like the Imperiosaur and the Tarion here. We have 5 creatures right now. Yeah, okay, we got to really... take more creatures. When it's close, take the creature. Yeah. Still only 2-2-drops, by the way. Give me a Gibberick. Venom Sac Lagak. Wretched Wicker Folk. There's a lot. The Rats. Well, the Plow Through tabled. So our removal is looking very, very good. So now it's like, if I just pick up 8 creatures, I'll be happy. Like, I don't need any more removal, really. Just 8 creatures. Okay, you know what? Actually, the Roads... I will play a Roads. It crews my Broodwagon. And these other 2 cards. But yeah, still don't have 2 or 3 mana creatures. Although now with the Bloodfell Caves, a red splash definitely on the table here, right? So that's something to consider as well. With a Night Market and a Veloheart Bike, we can definitely splash if that's where we need. But honestly, I just want a creature that I can play. Here, there's a Guardian Sunmare, which we clearly can't play. There's a Thopter Fabricator. Wow, there's literally... Man, missing on a pack for creatures is really brutal. Like, what do I take here? There's Hellish Sideswipe, but I don't really need more removal. Especially this one, which is very conditional. I don't really have a bunch of good things to sacrifice. There's Veteran Beast Rider or Thopter Fabricator on the splash. I guess I'll take the Beast Rider. I don't really have any cycling. So I'll take the Beast Rider in case I'm going to need to splash white. Because look, this is just a really good creature. So happy enough with that. Here, obviously not taking Plow Through. There's another Gastel Thrillseeker and a Grease Wrench Goblin. And as much as I've been saying Marshall's Path Cruiser is good, and I do think it's very good, if we had more creatures in our deck, I would have taken it. But right now I'm just taking Engine Rat. I just need creatures to kind of survive the early game. And Chick Pack 3, Pick 3, what? Well, Golgari was open from this side. That's insane. This pack also has a Grim Bauble, a Hazard of the Dunes, and an Ooze Patrol. That's nuts. Like, I would love... I mean, I don't even care about the Grim Bauble, but I would love these 2 creatures. But, of course, I am taking the Etchik here. And now we have Molt Tender versus Scurryfoot. Look, I like the Molt Tender, but Scurryfoot's too good, I think. Or maybe it's close. What do you all think? Like, I do have double Brute-Heart Engine. It self-mills me. But this just... No, I'm going to take the Scurryfoot. You know why? I just need a little more meat. And this helps me crew my vehicles better. I do think it's close, though. I think it's really close. And I am also willing to admit that I could have been wrong there. But I do have a Veloheart Bike for mana. My mana fixing is already pretty good. And I just want something that just adds a little more power and toughness to the battlefield. Here, I'm going to take Terrian, number 2. They're legendary. I don't know if I want to play 2. All right, here now we slam the Pothole Mole. Very, very happy about that. Another Beast Rider Vanguard. Yes, don't care about Crypt Caller's Chariot. Don't tell me to take this card. Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm just taking a bunch of creatures, and I'm very, very happy about it. Now we'll take Dredger's Insight, which is a nice way to self-mill ourselves with cards like the Brute-Heart Engine. That, of course, is very good. So as far as self-mill goes, we have the Pothole Mole, the Cruiser, and double Brute-Heart Engine and a Dredger's Insight. I have Wretched Doll as well. Here I'll take, I don't know, I'm not gonna play either of these. I'll take the Oil Gorger just because it's a creature, I guess. Broken Wings or Plow Through. I guess I'll take Plow Through. This kills vehicles. Oh, never mind. I got the Ooze Patrol. That's actually really nice too. It's just another self-mill card. So, okay, this deck really came together. Being able to table some of those cards was really, really big. And wow, we actually have Regal Imperiosaur and 2 Dinosaurs, which is kind of crazy. And I think this is actually just our deck. Pretty happy with this configuration. A little bit... Could have used more creatures, but honestly, we did a really good job of picking up a bunch of rock-solid creatures there in the last pack. I can also definitely just play a Loxodon Surveyor here just to have another creature on 3. Actually, I kind of like Mutant Surveyor more. But whatever, it's close. All right. Let's figure out what we want to cut, though. I guess, oh, we have to cut 2 cards here? Okay. And I think I will play the Mutant Surveyor just because my creature count is pretty bad. So I think it's just like probably one of the plow-throughs and maybe it's just like a maximum overdrive. And I think this is a 17 land deck. I know I have a Pothole Mole and a Veloheart Bike and Dredger's Insight, but we do have several Mana Sinks here, some expensive cards, and then our Foul Roads we can turn into a creature, and then the Night Market also cycles. So I think for that reason, I'm just going to go play the 17 lands here, but we do need to cut 1 card here. Maybe it's just, like, I like all my other creatures, and I like my spells, too. I think the 1 Plow Through, I know I can't fight particularly well. I guess I have the Terrian. If you just treat this as kind of a late-game removal spell, especially with double Terrian, or the Regal Imperiosaur, that also works. And it's also just nice because it also kills a vehicle if you need for 1 mana. And I feel like having 1 maximum overdrive is just nice to have as a good combat trick. So I just kind of like everything. So I just don't know what to cut here. The problem is if I cut the Surveyor, I don't have very many... Like, my curve is just really awkward here. Maybe it's just... Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just lower on Plow Through than most people. But I do think it's probably between Plow Through and Maximum Overdrive as my last cut. Yeah, call me crazy, but I just like having 3 3-mana creatures. I'm just going to cut Plow Through. Maximum Overdrive, double run over... and a bobble with a bunch of these creatures should be good enough. And I do like this. I like this mana base split. We're very, very heavy green. So this gives us access to 10 green sources plus the bike, which is really good with Terrian and Regal Imperiosaur. And that gives us 9 black as well. I can even skew it even more and play like 9 forests and maybe like this. Because this gives us what, still 5, 6... essentially 7, 8 black sources, and I don't have anything that's double black. And with Terrian, I just feel like you really want to skew green. All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out, of course, to all the patrons here. Thank you so much for all your support, as it truly means a lot and allows me to continue making this content. Access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to up your limited game, so make sure you check it out. All right. Yeah, going first. Curious if I should just lead with the Grim Bauble. No, I'm gonna go Night Market on black. Alright, well, we drew the third forest anyway, so everything's good. Everything is good. Beast Rider Vanguard, okay. Oh, wow, what a curve here. Veloheart Bike into Grimbauble into Terrian is insane. What a... I mean, look at how many permanents we have on play in turn 3. It's kind of ridiculous. And then I can... Granted, I do have to remember that Terrian is legendary, but look, the way I look at it is if they don't kill this Terrian, I'm looking good anyways. Oh, and they're digging for a land. Okay. Oh, and there's an Achik. Don't care too much about that when I'm playing Terrian. And they have all forests in play, so it's going to be really hard to deal with this unless they play a Death Touch creature. But for example, if they don't do much here, I can just exhaust Scurryfoot and then hit them for millions? I like doing that. I like hitting... Do you like hitting for millions? I'm a pretty big fan. I'm a pretty big fan of the hit for millions fan club here. Let's see. Take 15? Haumph. You know what? I don't want to get my hopes too high, though. This game's over, probably. But in the last video, I convincingly beat my first round opponent, and my deck looked totally absurd. And then we just played against more absurd decks, or decks with really good curves. So I'm just not going to count my chickens, right? The chickens are not being counted. They're still in their pen. Is that what you call it? Roost? Coop? Coop. All right, anyways, 1-0. All right, on the play here, double. I guess this is the hand where having an extra swamp would have been good. But I'm going to mulligan this. I just can't play anything. We'll keep this hand here, and we will bottom the 4-drop. Let's go green here. Turn 2 Brute Engine. Hopefully that Surveil gets us the mana that we need to play perhaps the turn 3 Regal Imperiosaur. Nice. So this taps for green, this taps for green. So I don't want to play Wastewood Verge this turn. Next turn it will tap. Next turn I will be able to play the Regal Imperiosaur. But let's play the Brute Engine here to get some Surveil stuff going. Our opponent did play a turn 1 Tranquil Cove. They are the Esper Artifacts deck. Do I want a land? Terrian. Let's put that in the graveyard here. Can't really cast that one too easily. And then let's go Wastewood Verge, play a 5/4. Also, I can reanimate the Terrian a turn earlier. That's pretty interesting too. Perilous Snare. Wow. With a turn 2 flyer? Goodness. Okay. That is a really great start. And I don't have a good answer to the snare. Now, Plowthrough wouldn't have killed that anyways. Let's put that in the graveyard. I think my best bet is just getting the 9/7 in play and trying to race them, because I feel like max speed Perilous Snare is just going to run me over. At the same time, I can play Pothole Mole and try to get something even better. But the only thing that's a lot better is the Thundering Broodwagon. So I don't know, it's close. But the thing is, having a 9/7 in play is also quite strong, right? Yeah, let's just do that. Look, turn 4, 9/7. Right? Turn 4, 9/7, let's race. I don't mind trying that out as a potential option here. Beatdowns, and we have a land in the graveyard, so I guess I can just go Pothole Mole into Wretched Doll. And let's get back forest. Okay. I guess I should full control. I don't know. It depends on what they play, I guess. Like, if they play something that can block the doll, then I will upkeep Surveil. But if something can even trade with the Wretched... Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, okay. Well, and Perilous Snare is online. So, yeah, really leaning on the Tarion here. I think I should Surveil. Yeah, because I can't really attack. Yeah, they got a 3-4 in play. Okay, that to the graveyard. Okay, Carrion Cruiser. I wish I had a Greenbelt Guardian here. Anyways, nothing else really to do other than to attack with Tarion. Token will block it. Then I'll play the Carrion Cruiser. Because my Foul Roads comes into play untapped here. See if we can get back a Broodwagon or something. Come on, Broodwagon! Oh, 2 lands. It's just the Beast Rider Vanguard. Shucks. Okay, let's play that. Now the question is, does Grim Bobbling the Thopter change the clock? Because if I don't and play the Beast Rider Vanguard, they can... Well, I guess they can also exhaust the Skystreak Engineer. But let's say they don't exhaust it. They put a counter on this that's 3, 4, 5. And then I kill that. Yeah, no, it's still pretty rough. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, let's just play the Vanguard. Use our mana and hope for the best. But yeah, the only thing that gets us out of this spot is not even Maximum Overdrive. Run Over, which one is in the yard. And Broodwagon. The Broodwagon would be absurd. And not being able to hit that was really rough. Oh man, Ripclaw Wrangler. That's not a good card to play. But Perilous Snare, Haunted Network will do lots of work, especially when you play turn 2, turn 3 on the play. God. They got my bobble too. Granted, I'm never playing around Ripclaw Wrangler for the entirety of this format, which is just a couple more drafts. But I'm not. If you're bold enough to play that card, I will not. Anyways, I just need to find a removal spell for the Engineer. That's basically it, or a reach creature. That gives us hope. It needs to be off the top, right here. Nope, never mind. I'm probably just dead. Yeah. Oh, I should have upkeep surveilled. Yep. I should have done that. All right, well, let's activate this and see if I would have drawn it. Nope. I wouldn't have drawn it. All right. Yeah, we're dead. All right, like I said, don't get your hopes too high. Look, I had a totally fine draw, but Perilous Snare, one of the best rares in the entire set, and they got max speed going with the Haunted Network. Like that is going to be really, really tough for us to beat. Like we played a turn 3 Imperiosaur and then reanimated a 9/7 on turn 4 or turn 5 or whatever, and it still wasn't good enough. No, turn 4. We went turn 3, 5/4, turn 4, 9/7, and lost pretty handily. Okay. Another all-forest hand. It's making me think twice about my mana decisions. But that one game where you draw all your black sources and can't cast Tarion, there is that, right? It's okay. I probably would have rather played the Vanguard on turn 2 anyways. Okay. So I'm okay with this trade, mostly because this means that they can't use run over to kill my Stampeding Scurryfoot, if that makes any sense, right? Like, the 2/2s have now traded, so there's less removal that can handle the Scurryfoot, and then I can use this to get value. Possession. We are playing against some goodies here, friends. Wow. All right, let's make a 3/3 here, and then use the Night Market for black. And I cannot kill the Possession Engine, which stinks. But they can't attack or block with it, so it's not that bad. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I should have taken the Broken Wings. Or I guess Plow Through. I guess if I draw Mutant Surveyor, I wish that it was a Plow Through. Stampeding Scurryfoot, okay. Stock up. All right. They've definitely got some value here, I will say. Wow, that's a good deck. Okay. Killing a Scurryfoot doesn't seem bad. And then they're probably gonna what? Like, if they steal the Broodwagon, it's still fine. Like, I got to kill a Scurryfoot and I can still keep attacking. And they can't... Let's see. Yeah, let's just play it. It's just such a good use of my mana, right? Don't have a great creature to get back with the Broodheart Engine. But they might have to play Possession Engine just to deal with the Thundering Broodwagon. But their deck is capable of lots and lots of value here. Sabotage Strategist, okay. Let's get back a Swamp. They have 5 cards in hand. Just gets in for the most, and I'm happy trading the Strategist here. Okay. Got in for 5. Play Broodheart Engine. And see what happens. I'm surprised they played the strat. Like, I feel like that didn't accomplish very much. Okay. There's an Dinosaur Rex. That is certainly very, very good. I'll keep the run over. Now, my creature does have Menace. What can I get back here? I can get back Beast Rider Vanguard. Or I can just keep using this as a Surveil. It's just, I don't have anything great to get back. That's the problem. Like, what can I get back? All right, let's crew. I suppose I could have attacked with... Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. I could have attacked with Pothole Mole and finished this off. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. I don't know. I gotta think about this. This is pretty big. This has a crew cost of 3. Because if they play Possession Engine, they're gonna be in trouble. Look, I have a ton of mana. So this is probably one of the better mana sinks that I can have. But I think I should have attacked with Pothole Mole to finish off the Rex, but not 100% on that. But they're at 5 life. So I'm hoping that having an extra permanent in play just gives me outs to just more good plays. Okay, Alacrian Jaguar. I don't think they're going to attack me. Okay. Let's activate. And, ooh, that's an Ooze Patrol, which is ginormous. Although, actually, given that they're at 5 life, it's actually close. I actually think it's better to get the Wretched Doll. because I think that sets us up for a potential win here. Unless they have Defend the Rider. They could have a run over, I guess. Oh, they did have a Defend the Rider. Okay. So both of these will block here. Well, no, they're still dead. This is Menace, right? Yeah. Okay. Whew. Glad I got the Wretched Doll. Yeah, they're dead. Damn, they played a lot of pretty powerful cards, but I don't know, like, they lost to the Broodwagon. I feel like things would have got... They had Broodwagon and a Dinosaur Rex. So I think had they just run out the engine, steal the Broodwagon, and then they can probably just deal with all the other creatures I had in play. So I think that was probably what they should have done. Like, the turn where they played the Strategist, I didn't really like that at all. It didn't do anything. All right, opponent on the play here. Oh, I forgot to replace a forest for a swamp. I'm not even 100% sure I want to do that, but gonna keep this hand here. We got a 2-drop. We have Dredger's Insight into Ooze Patrol, which will hopefully be gigantic. Dynamite Diver. All right, black-red. Sure. It's kind of interesting. If they play a Start Your Engines card, yeah. It's kind of tough. They're basically going to get to maximum speed here. But I think I'd rather trade this for the Surveyor if possible. But not 100% confident there. All right, let's play Dredger's Insight. And, ooh, Fanged Summoner also seems quite nice. Just in terms of being able to get value. Scurryfoot is also pretty good. Actually, I'm just going to get Scurryfoot. Like, I just want to just slow down this part of the game. Actually, let's block here. And then they can choose whether or not they want to kill Scurryfoot. Yeah, this is better. All right. Wreckage Wickerfolk, darn. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I could have gotten the Fanged Summoner, but this should still be okay. Like, presumably I'm going to play like a very big Ooze Patrol here. Wow, it's a 7-7. I'm going to go 7-7 into 9-7 into Broodwagon. Like, that shouldn't be bad. That should be pretty good. Well said, Paul. Well said. That shouldn't be bad. That should be pretty good. It's why I'm here. It is why I am here. Oh, Broodheart Engine as well. Wow, just taking 7? Okay. Well. Yeah, this is a curve. This was a very, very good mana curve. 7-7, 9-7 into Broodwagon. Now, they will have maximum speed, but I don't know. It doesn't even... I guess if they play Risen Necroregent, it's kind of annoying. Like, land... Yeah, Risen Necroregent would be quite good. The Goda is no good. They gotta block the 9-7, I think. Yep. Oh, I gave them an extra card. Well, I guess it didn't really matter. Like, they were gonna block and exile it anyways. Yeah, okay. Yep, another game where I had an amazing draw, and I feel good about myself, and then only to be just chopped down. We'll see. It's okay. What are we, 2-1? 3-1. Just forgot about one of my wins, I guess. Also, this month I'm double qualified, so I should get a buy into day 2. Do you think they'll agree? Will that fly? I think I should just play Night Market here on black. Like, I know I have Terrian, but I have 2 black cards here. I have a Broodwagon in my deck. I have double green. Lots of green sources. So by the time I get Terrian, I should be very, very likely to find a good answer. Let's go. Obviously, we draw Swamp immediately. Make me regret all of my decisions. And I play this, like, you know, obviously there's some thought to holding this to cycle, but with Beast Rider Vanguard, just like, for the most part, with your tap lands, you want to play them early if you can. Because let's say you end up drawing all gas and you have a tap land and that prevents you from playing your big thing. That can be problematic. I'm going to keep my Beast Rider Vanguard around. Also, I drew another Swamp. Come on. Come on. Okay, okay, look at that. Just the big naturals. Both opponents played stock up, so they're going to have... Oh, come on! Uh-oh. The literal nightmare scenario. Let's attack, use the Grim Bauble to surveil this turn, and then, I guess, hope to find a green source. They just cast stock up. There's no world where you're going to rely on this Beast Rider Vanguard and activate it on the draw with all the cards you have. This is almost 100% a block, I feel. But, okay. They figured it out. I guess they're afraid of, like, Fang Guardian or something. But the thing is, if I had Fang Guardian, I would have attacked with the Vanguard too. Kind of interesting. If I find like a bunch of spells that's not, and then like not forest, what do I do? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they try to kill my Vanguard here with Flood the Engine or something, if they have that. Venom Sac Lagak, okay. They have Bounce Off mana up. I don't want Veloheart Bike. Do I want Forest? With the Lagak and the Bounce Off, I don't know. I actually don't think I want Forest. I'd rather just take my chances at just like a random decent draw here. And if anything, utilize Beast Rider Vanguard. Just try to play the thing is, I need to try to get back some of the cards I lost because of the stock up that they played. And I think just drawing a forest there is not going to help. Like, I almost feel, especially with a Lagak in play, right? Because they played a Death Touch creature, I don't think playing the 9/7 is particularly strong. And so because of that, I think I would rather just activate the Vanguard while I can. I don't know what my opponent just keeps timing out. There you go. You made a play. Okay, it's a collision course. Oh, wow, that's a really risky maneuver. If I have a removal spell. Okay. Fair enough. Wow, I wish I could draw all of these. I guess I'll take the Atchik. Seems like a decent thing to play. Ooh, Thundering Broodwagon. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Like, I could also play the Broodwagon, but I think playing a 3/3 and making 4 1/1s is good. And then, like, the thing is, I don't really care about these permanents that much. So there's a pretty good chance that they can play a 4-drop that's more impactful that I can kill with the Broodwagon. Like, you know, if they top deck like a Veteran Beast Rider or something, right? Well, I'm happy I activated the Vanguard. Found me an Etchik. Okay, well that sadly does not die. They might... Okay. Oh, sure. Okay, so Etchik is now a 5/5. I'm not sure about that one. Alright, maximum overdrive. I don't think they're gonna block. It's kind of awkward if they block, but we'll see. Like, this is a very believable attack in the sense that I could just be attacking just to get my Etchik into a 6/6. Okay, and I totally get the no block, but we have a really good play if they don't block. Which is play Thundering Broodwagon, kill the Lynx, and then pass. So really, really great spot here now. We can sack Foul Roads to crew the Broodwagon and still keep up maximum overdrive and attack for lots, which I do like. Another stock up here. Yeah, no, stock up's a really good card and certainly something worthy of a splash. Let's hope they can't get out of this because I'm loving the current board state, but we'll see where this goes. They can make a 1/1, low discard. Ooh, that helps with the race. Okay, sure. I still like my position, by the way, but a little bit less. Forest would be nice. Fang Druid Summoner is interesting. Gotta think here, because I can attack for a good deal of damage. Also, what is my graveyard situation? I can just go fetch the other Terrian, right? I just want to be really aggressive here. This is fine. And then I'm just playing the Fang Druid Summoner. Like, I'm at 13. I'm feeling reasonably safe here. I just want to put maximum pressure on my opponent, the Summoner for the other Terrian. We're just never going to play this Terrian, by the way, because of my turn 1 decision to play Night Market on black. I also milled a Velo Hardbike and a Forest, so that's on me. Look at them. Brave opponent. Alright, got Terrian. We'll see what happens. Now with a maximum overdrive, like if a Forest is a good draw, Swamp is the absolute worst draw. Ketrodon is interesting, yep. That was probably one of their best cards that can play at common, at least. Okay, we'll take it. Oh, that was a good draw. Okay. So let me think here just to make sure that I have lethal. So if I attack with Broodwagon and everything, they block my 2 biggest... Yeah, they're dead. So I go Terrian... And then if I crew this up, and they block my 2 biggest things, they still die. Okay. This has Menace, by the way, so I'm assuming this gets through. If they double block this, they also die. All right. This was a really solid Bant build. But we got it done with our enormous green monsters. Boom. All right, we'll keep our mana base. We'll keep it. We're going to be constantly going back and forth on this, by the way. All right, 4-1. All right, on the play here. Hey, look, just a nice mix of lands and spells. We'll keep. Wastewood Verge, Swamp, 2 Forest, Broodheart Engine, Mutant Surveyor, and a Terrian we can cast if we draw land number 5. So turn 2 Broodheart Engine on the play into Surveyor, just a random 3-drop. Could have been a Plow Through. Play the Forest just to not give away information until I play the Broodheart Engine on 2. Doesn't really change much, I don't think. But look, I'm trying to play, be in a more competitive spirit here. Got that arena championship going, you know? If it's a land, I'm probably just going to put it in the graveyard. Wreckage Wickerfolk, sure. All right, one in the graveyard and a second Broodheart Engine. I don't know. I kind of like them. Is that bad? Just feel like playing against Dimir, it's a little bit grindy, and if I can just find something big, I can just happily reanimate. Okay, Guidelight Optimizer, good Grim Bauble target. Beast Rider Vanguard, I don't want right now. Ooze Patrol, okay. I think I just want double Broodheart Engine going. That way I feel worse about... I feel better about just sacrificing this just to get something random. Although now, obviously, if there's... Oh, okay, that's fine. That's really funny, actually. Wreck Remover. Okay. If it's a land, I'm just going to keep, so... They're not going to block. I would be shocked if they block. Yeah. Alright, get Tarion in. Hope they don't have a spin out. Spin out and then eating the Tarion. Like, Wreck Remover is actually quite good against me. So if they have a spin out on the Tarion and then eat it, that's really good. Okay, Mutant Surveyor I don't care about. Okay, these are all... I don't care about any of this. So I'm happy with this. Alright, what can I get with the Broodheart Engine? Let's see. Land I don't want. Engine Rat. Gosh. It blocks everything. This is just the saddest Ooze Patrol ever, but I think I'm just going to keep this still. Honestly, trading my Mutant Surveyor for a Wreck Remover seems pretty good. Okay. And then do I just want to play both of these things? Like, playing Ooze Patrol right now seems pretty bad, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Get some damage through. Get to maximum speed. Play Engine Rat. I'm just hoping to hit like a Broodheart Engine or something, you know? The way I see it is if they didn't... Like, if they had an answer for the Tarion, they probably would have cast it last turn, right? Well, Haunted Network is super good. Okay, fair enough. I'm just gonna... Just Artifact decks are our only weakness? Is that what's happening here? Okay, don't want a second Tarion. I will keep Run Over. They're at 18 life? That's some nonsense. Gotta think here. Alright, I think I just play the Ooze Patrol here. Just the best use of my mana. Hope we hit some stuff. We didn't. It's a 3-3. Oh well. They have an upkeep play? Wreck room. What the hell? They didn't want to get Golgari'd, I guess. We gain a life. Oh no, we don't have the Dredger's Insight in play. What am I saying? Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Now let's get something good. Don't want that. Don't want that. Well, that will be good. That will be good. I think now I need to slow down and just attack with Tarion. Don't have anything to get back here. So I think we just pass. I think because their game plan is to kill me with flyers, I think it's just really likely that they're going to go for the pump on the Skystreak Engineer. And when they do, I will run over, and then I can also cycle. Oh, I could have main phase cycled the Broodwagon. Oh, that was a mistake. Maybe. We'll see. Boom. Oh, no. There's not a mistake, because if I miss on the land, they can eat it with the Wreck Remover. Lumbering World Wagon? That is a very good one. I could just kill that, honestly. They're doing some math. It's like, am I dead? They're doing the am I dead math. Foul Roads. Do I want that? Don't think so. Swamp. Do I want that? Don't think so. Okay. Let's get the Broodwagon in play. Let's kill the World Wagon. And then I gotta think. So, like, if I attack with... Like, Terrian needs to get blocked. This can't really attack. I can attack with Engine Rat and just, like, offer a trade. Okay. Just trying to get in as much damage as I can here. Alright. Now remember, the Broodwagon has reach. So, this is a really incredible spot for us. Just doing Golgari things, you know? Like, I think our opponent had a really scrappy deck. But a lot of it will come down to how they top deck here. They need an immediate answer to the Broodwagon. We're at 6 life. Haunt the Network would put me down to... Actually, Haunt the Network would be lethal. Haunt the Network would be lethal. Possession... Oh my gosh. That's so sick. That is so sick. That is gross. Okay, they took the Terrian. Sure. I guess that's the most problematic card right now. They can't attack me, though. Alright. Don't want Forest. Get it anyways. Let's play... Okay, they're at 7. I can crew this an attack, and it must be blocked. The thing is, if they kill it, I can get it back with Broodheart Engine. So it's a really tough spot for them, actually. Yeah, so let's get Wreck Remover and Thopter. And then get it back. Kill that. Then play Carrion Cruiser. Okay, Beast Rider Vanguard at this point is not bad, so... Remember, Terrian can't attack or block. And we're good. Alright. So, playing against a lot of Possession engines. So, they did have Lumbering World Wagon, Possession Wagon, and Haunt the Network. So, they definitely had some good cards, but... Broodwagon is obscene! Really happy with my decision to keep the second Broodheart engine. And we are now 5-1. Okay, opponent on the play here. We have 2 lands on the draw, Forest and Swamp, and then a bunch of 2 and 3 mana plays. So I'm going to keep this here, but of course, we definitely need land number 3. We drew Terrian, but we have Beast Rider Vanguard, and we're just such a favorite to find either land number 3 or Dredger's Insight. There's just so many cards there, especially on the draw. We get 3 looks at a land for either, like we have 15 outs, 3 cards, so... You know, obviously, if we don't get there, we don't get there. And we didn't draw land the first 2 draw steps, and if we don't draw it here, and playing against turn 3 Lumbering World Wagon with a no respect for the game mana base against a rank 41 player. I am not liking my chances here unless I find a land. There's a Plains! We just got to hit them with the nice... Oh, that's so sick. All right, let's play Pothole Mole. We did draw the land, though, but World Wagon is one of the best cards in the entire set. And if they play something big here, I mean, it's basically just over. What's funny is this would have been the plow through to kill the World Wagon. What is this deck? Holy cow. They went deep. Super deep. Guess we'll play Ooze Patrol. It's a 7/7. That does... Actually, they need to play a land here. If they play a land, the World Wagon does trade with the Ooze Patrol. Also, we, once again, don't have the third forest for Terrian, which is a little bit sad. The graveyard's filled with action. What is their base? So they're red-green, right? They're red-green with Road Rage. They're red-green splashing everything. The question here is, do I block? The thing is, this just keeps getting them advantages, so I think I have to. But it's like, it's really annoying. But maybe they're just out of gas. Like, Crypt Caller Chariot, goodness. Okay, well there's the forest. Let's play Terrian. Ketradon. I don't think they're splashing bounce off, so. Let's get a second Terrian just in case. But we both know it's legendary. I'm just playing a 2/4 here. Alright, 2 cards left in my opponent's hand. I mean, getting a second Terrian is way less impressive than just 5 colors on turn 4 with Lumbering World Wagon. That's a far more impressive feat, I will say. Crash and Burn. We're getting aggro here. Okay. Well, snap block there. Okay. 2 cards left in opponent's hand. I guess if they have Momentum Breaker, that would have been a really great setup. Let's play Dredger's Insight here and see if we can get something good. Ooh. Wow. Carrion Cruiser seems incredible. I can get just the world's biggest Ooze Patrol. It seems certainly much better than a Scurryfoot. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the Ooze Patrol seems really good here, so I'm going with it, but I could have certainly gotten back a Regal Imperiosaur, maybe, right? There's a lot of different options. Okay. Gilded... Okay, these are all just random things. Okay. They can hit me for 9, though. But if they hit me for 9, they die. So they need to keep one thing back. Yep. So if I draw a removal spell, this is going to be good for me. That's a removal spell. And oh, they can also block with the bike. Okay. So we're at 5 life. Yeah, maybe the Ooze Patrol was not good. They set this up beautifully, I will say. I can still play 2 creatures. So if they crew, I double block, and then I block another thing. I think that's the only play that I have. Oh, there's my at-chick. Because they can crew the bike, block, and then attack me back for lethal. Potentially. So I think I would rather do this and see what happens. Now I have 2 lethal attackers. So hopefully this is enough. If they kill my Terrian or in any way, I can also crew the Carrion Cruiser as an additional blocker. Okay, that's fine. Now I attack. All right, if they have a pump spell, we lose, but otherwise we got this. Whew. Close one. I mean, they went deep. Red-green with all their splashes. I assumed that everything worked for them, but we are on a really nice run, and we're somehow rank 16. I didn't think we could climb that much at rank 60 or whatever, but we are 6-1 and rank 16. Feeling good, rough more or less with my play. And we beat a turn 3 Lumbering World Wagon. Let's go. Man, it's currently 11:58 a.m. and the deck lists are due at noon. And I almost made a last second change. But I chose not to. And we will see how that pans out. Okay, on the play here. Gonna keep this hand. It's a little bit slow. But what can you do? But we have, oh, wow, playing against AG Soccer. Rank 6, look at you. All right, so anyways, I'm going to go Engine Rat. We have Wretched Doll, Broodwagon, and Fang Druid Summoner, so everything's looking great. One of these months, I'm going to have like a lot of time. It's probably one of the summer months where I can legitimately go for rank 1. But this is not one of those months. We had the Arena Championship. I had a week break where I was on spring break. One of these days. Probably going to go Engine Rat tap land next turn. Just to make sure I get all the tap lands out of the way. We'll go green this time. That way next turn we can play the Regal Imperiosaur that we're going to top deck. And it's going to be great. Oh, don't have the nuts cycling deck, please. Alright. Let's attack. Play the Doll. I'm just not activating Beast Rider Vanguard anytime soon, so... Next turn, we get to go Summoner into 9/7, Terrian. We just need to draw land number 5. And it's nice because it acts as a reach creature for the Diversion unit. So really solid hand for us. Let's see what they play. If they play like a Monument or something, though, that can be problematic. Scrounging Skyray can also be problematic. Wow. Okay. Beatdowns. We're kind of racing, but this is kind of the ideal start here that you want. in your blue-red decks. But if we draw land number 6, we can go Tarion into Thundering Broodwagon. So that's also really, really strong. And we have a reach creature here, so it's close. Us being on the play is big, but I can see a world where the Skyray just beats the hell out of me. They're just like, discard everything, you die. And he's tanking, which is even worse. I do think that if I can play this Broodwagon on curve, I'm looking pretty good. Oh, never mind, Boomobile. Okay, well that is a very good Magic card. Bye-bye, Wretched Doll. I do have the Broodwagon for that. They can also use this to cycle. But Wretched Doll down. That's a 6/6. And no attacks. Okay, we drew the land. That's good. And 9/7 is technically bigger than 6/6. I know. I will not attack with Rat in case they deal with the Tarion, and I want this to block the Boommobile. I don't think the 1 damage is worth them just bouncing my Tarion. So let's go ahead and play Tarion. And then just pass. All right, we both really, really solid starts. Come on! I'm playing against AJ, so it means even more to win this. You know what I mean? Just like people you know, people that grind a lot, it feels way better. Swiftwater Cliffs. Can't counter that. Let's kill this. I guess they could trip it up. That's an option. Let's attack with Tarion. This gives me the ability to block with the Broodwagon if that's necessary. Also, they could have like Howler's Heavy, so I don't really want to attack with the Engine Rat. Blue. Okay. Broadside Barrage. Okay, so they have a Roadside Rage as well. Okay, that's pretty good. Or they're just gonna block. That also works. Hey, I'm fine with that trade. Let's see how this goes. Now we got the Broodwagon in play. We still have Beast Rider, Vanguard, and Dredger's Insight, so lots of action still. They've found value off the Boommobile. We found value off a Fang Druid Summoner and a Thundering Broodwagon. This thing just hits like an actual truck because, well, it literally is a truck. Or is it a truck? It's a monster truck. For my non-American fans, do monster truck are monster trucks just a thing in the US? Or are monster trucks, because it feels very American, are monster trucks a thing elsewhere? Let me know. Oh, there's a Road Wage too. Finding a run over for the Skyray would be nice to go with the Engine Rat. 2 cards left. They played a land too. Ooze Patrol. Let us see what happens. Okay, Howler's Heavy, sure. So they get to minimize some damage, and that thing continues to grow. So they're going to take 3. And I think I want to play Dredger's Insight, just because that increases the chances of a really good Ooze Patrol, and I can find something really good. Okay, I found a Carrion Cruiser, which I think I want. And then let's play Ooze Patrol. Missed on the Ooze Patrol, sadly. Need a way to deal with the Skyray. Would have liked this to be a 6/6/2 because any cycler kills the Ooze Patrol. So I have to be very, very careful with that. Because they can just always have a cycler. Boom! Too much value. Just doing what Golgari does, and we are now rank 12. Feeling very good about that. A nice, clean 7-1 run with a nice Golgari deck. It was wide open. We got a 3rd pick Thundering Broodwagon. We got an Adchic pass to us. We got the Fang Druid Summoner plus double Tarion combination. I just really think this was a super smooth draft, and I think we did a pretty good job of kind of identifying some of the holes in the deck and drafting accordingly, right? Just making sure, taking Red Shaddoll over. Granted, Pothole Mode would have been great too, but just knowing that I really need to have 2-drops that I'm happy playing, taking the Red Shaddoll, getting the Beast Rider Vanguards, this allowing us to hit the very minimum of what we want in the cheap cards. 5 things to play, along with the Grim Bauble, so that's 6. So I don't mind that. It makes it much harder for us to get run over. We had the double Broodheart engine. We had the Graveyard synergies with double Broodheart engine, Dredger's Insight, and a Pothole Mole, and a Carrion Cruiser, and the News Patrol. This is just the bread and butter Golgari deck with 2 solid rares. Actually, Achik is awesome. Imperiosaur, very, very solid as well. And 3 of the Signpost, 5 of the Signpost uncommons as well. So this is just exactly what you want in a Golgari deck. We had really good mana as well. We took that Verge over kind of some kind of filler level card. And the Foul Roads also, I think, was pretty good in this deck, given that we're slightly light on creatures. And we just wanted to make sure we had more things to crew our 3 vehicles. But really, really smooth deck. Really smooth run. The only game that we lost was to the Perilous Snare Max Speed Haunted Network nonsense, which we just didn't have a lot of answers to because we didn't have a lot of answers to artifacts in the main deck other than Broodwagon. But outside of that, really smooth, really clean. We drew really well. We drew the lands that we needed, and that allowed us to have the answers to all the things that our opponents had, and some well-timed runovers, and of course the Broodwagon coming in clutch in many, many of our matchups. And you know what? That feels great. This is going to be one of the last drafts probably. I think maybe I have 2 or 3 drafts left before I showcase some of the Explorer decks that we tested for the Arena Championship. And then that's, of course, going to then lead into the early access event, which I hope I'm invited for. And if I do, then you're going to see lots of Tarkir drafts. Now, noting that I am not as up to speed on all the preview cards for Tarkir because I've been extremely busy testing for the Arena Championship. So once that is done, then I will have maybe 1 day to prepare, but I will be going at it a little bit in the dark. I won't know all the interactions, but that's what the early access event is for. Once the actual set gets released, I should be pretty good. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I truly do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to, of course, all of the patrons. Also, go to TCGplayer.com for all of your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need booster boxes or some singles to round out your constructed decks, TCGplayer.com is the place to go. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. And last but certainly not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want great deck boxes, playmat sleeves, all the stuff you need to take to your next tabletop event, heavyplay.com/paulcheon is the place to go, and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.